Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Game Face match of the day down here at McKinnon Reserve. Now, Wilbur, before we get to our next guest, blue ticket number 42.
Oh, actually, hang on.
Desperate to know if you won the meat tray.
Oh, you bastard, 47.
47, so bad luck about that. We'll get you a steak or something on the way home. But one man who's missing today, unfortunately for East Melbourne, devastating news we spoke about off the top of the program. Luke Duffy tore his ACL last week. Luke, thank you for joining us.
No worries, mate.
Devastating news last week.
Yeah, it is disappointing, but I guess you just got to move on, and hopefully the boys can get a win today.
Talk us through how it happened. Were you just running around and you pushed off? Or?
Yeah, it was just after ball up, and I sort of just got pushed to the right and tried to come off my right foot, but I think my foot just got stuck in the turf, and I think the knee just went out.
Is it as sore as they say? I mean, they say it's initial sort of pain, and then you can almost walk it off.
Yeah, it was weird. It just happened so quick, but I just heard like a bit of a crack and pop, and then I could sort of hobble off.
Yeah, a crack and a pop's never a good sign, but how did you find out? Did you go and get scans during the weekend, or did they do tests on the boundary line that sort of determine the likelihood of an ACL?
Yeah, so the medic sort of knows what's going on. She can give her opinion, but she sort of had the sign of it, just too much movement in the knee joint. So I just went down Monday morning in Melbourne and just had a scan.
And what's the process from here? You're obviously going to go in for surgery, and obviously that'll shorten the recovery time. Yep. Obviously it's still a 12-month injury, but
yep.
When's that penciled in for?
So it was going to be Monday, but I've just got to wait for the swelling to go down. So I'll see the surgeon maybe in a couple of weeks' time.
It's a bastard of an injury, and a lengthy recovery process. Have you sort of been stepped through post-op what the process is from there?
Briefly, just post-surgery, I'll probably just head back home for a couple of weeks, get off work, and sort of just. I think you're supposed to just keep it out extension as much as possible.
What do you do for a job?
So I'm sparking.
And you work with Robbo, I believe,
yeah,
your coach?
I work with Robbo, so I see him quite a bit.
Tell us about the bloke who's come in and replaced you today, Xavier Linton. We saw a little bit of him in round one, but he obviously gets his opportunity, obviously in bad circumstances, but there's always someone waiting in the wings.
Yeah, exactly. This year we've got plenty of depth, which was our struggles a couple of the last few years.
We've been saying throughout this whole broadcast and throughout this whole season so far that we can't believe how good Chris Carey is by foot for a big bloke. Does he amaze you around the club and at training, just with how professional he is and how good his skills are for a big bloke?
Yeah, he's unreal, Duck. He's come leaps and bounds from back Warragul days, but that just shows the VFL system. It just excels your skills.
And you've been in the VFL system too for a little bit, I understand?
Briefly. I was at Port as well, but yeah, just only for a year or so. But no, it was good. It was good. Under Gary Ayres, he's a good fellow and obviously knows his stuff.
You're a good player, one of the stars of this competition. You played Interleague and Vic Metro as well. What sort of and obviously Interleague's coming up as well. What are your thoughts on representative footy? It's obviously a big honour for any player.
Yeah, massive. Like if I got the opportunity again to play Interleague, I'd do it 100%. Play with all the best players in the comp, and play obviously good standard footy. I can't see why not.
Have you had to think about sort of, obviously, it's a 12-month injury. Have you had to think about next year and sort of what your plans are? You stick with East Melbourne and try and get it done next year. And
yeah, I haven't had too much thought of it, but it's a great club. All the boys have really gelled well. Like we've had quite a few new faces this year.
We heard a little bit from Robbo in the quarter time break. He said we told you not to give them time and space, which they probably got a little bit of in the first term. And geez, I'll tell you, you shut that down pretty quickly.
Yeah, with St Paul's there, if we can get on top of them on the inside, I think we sort of can get them covered. But it's just when they get on the outside, because they're quite young, got good leg speed.
I get the feeling, and it's no disrespect, I get the feeling that Paul Fry seems like a bit of a strange cat.
Fry?
Yeah,
with the haircut?
With the haircut. I call him the skunk,
yeah,
and respectfully, I mean, he's got the little...
He's got the name Tip Rat.
Tip Rat,
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
What about Nick Barry's Mo? It's not very good looking, I don't reckon.
I think his girlfriend approves, so I think he'll just stick by it.
You mentioned the pre-game tunes. Who takes control of that, mate?
We normally flick them around, so just one bloke will do it each week. But Riley Flanagan's got it today, and obviously it's worked all right first half, so maybe I'll stick on it.
Now, obviously we appreciate you joining us, and obviously they're reading off your stats that you're craftily taken down in the halftime break. What do you reckon the message finally before we get back to it? The message from Robbo would have been.
Well, I reckon just keep going, just keep winning the inside, and hopefully just get deep entries. I think our one-on-ones we can sort of get them there, but we can't allow them to sort of just fall back in and let the third bloke intercept and stuff. So just get it along and back and forwards.
Well, Luke, it's devastating circumstances that you join us here today. We wish you were out there, but we do appreciate it, you giving up some of your time, and all the best with the recovery, and hopefully we'll chat to you after a grand final win next year as well.
That'd be nice. Thanks, boys.
Thank you to Luke Duffy. We'll take a quick break, bring you the second half right after this. Get your game face on.